Welcome back, everybody. As you can see, we're outside on an absolutely frigid winter day. Not the time to build deck stairs. Do yourself a favor. Don't do what I did. Do this project in the spring or summer, not the winter time. All right, let's jump right into this. Okay, we're going to start off by getting the super boring stuff right out of the way, and that's the math to do the stairs. Now, the math is actually really, really simple. You're only going to need to know four numbers. In the four numbers, two of them you're going to get with your measuring tape. That's going to be the overall rise or the height of the stairs and the overall run of the stairs, or the length from the base of the stairs to the very top of the stairs on a horizontal plane. So those two numbers, you're just simply going to use your tape measure to measure where they're going to land. The other two numbers that you need to know, I'm going to give you, and they're really easy to remember if you think of 7-11. So 7 is for your rise and 11 is for your run. Now 7 is the standard rise or the standard height of a stair, and 11 is the standard width of a stair tread. Now these two numbers can vary. You should look up what your code is where you live. So both the rise and run are going to be calculated the same way, just using the different numbers. So in the case of the rise, you're going to take your total rise, divide by 7, and that's going to produce an odd number. You're going to take that odd number, you can round up or down, and then you're going to divide that new number into your total rise to get the exact number for your rise or height. In my case, 6 3/4. Do the same thing for the run, and you have your calculation for all of your stairs.
Okay, now we're gonna transfer these measurements for the rise of the step and the run of the step, so the 6 3/4 and the 12, over to our square. So we're gonna go 6 3/4 for the rise, 12. Now this is just a regular framing square, and these little, I don't know what you would call them, but they're just little clamps that clamp on here. You can do the same thing just by spring clamp a 2x4 across there, another piece of scrap wood. There's a bunch of ways you could do this, but these things are just a couple of dollars off Amazon.
With my square all set up for the stairs and the number of stairs now known, I'm just going to go ahead and take the square, placing it on the edge of the stringer, making sure each tread is lined up to the subsequent riser, and I'm going to trace the number of stairs that I need onto that stringer.
Okay, so at the top it's going to be super easy. All you're going to do is where you had drawn your first, this was our first riser right here, and that was our first step. So we're just going to turn this way, line up with our first riser, and finish that line to the end there. Now what we're going to end up doing is we're going to cut all of this and all of this, then this becomes the attachment point to the deck. Now this is just good enough. I think that's going to be about 4 inches. Generally where this where you're going to have this spine right here, that's going to go behind every step. You don't want that to be any less than 3 inches. Obviously, the thicker the better. So right now I'm at 3.5 for all of these, and 4 up here. Now I'm also going to be putting quite a few across there. So my spacing on the stringers is going to be way closer than code. So there'll be more than enough strength. All right, for the last stair, it's stair riser. It's pretty simple at the bottom. You're going to line up like you're going to draw another stair, but instead of drawing the whole stair, you're only going to draw the riser. And in my case here, I'm going to stop an inch early. So I'm going to stop right at the 1 inch mark. And the reason for that is we already have a finished floor down here. So now from that mark to when I put my decking on here, I'll be at exactly 6 3/4. And as I go up, every place, because I'll have an inch of decking on there, I'll be at 6 3/4 here as well. So that way, every single one will be the same. So now what I have to do is I need to bring this line to that mark right there, parallel across. So the easiest way to do that is to take your square again, line it up against your riser, and then just finish that. Okay, now there's one more thing we're going to do here. Since this is going to be sitting down on the deck, we don't want the stairs to be able to push out. So I'm going to notch the bottom of every one of these to run a 2x4 across the front of the stairs, and I'll show you this later. And what that will do is we'll be able to screw the 2x4 down into the deck joist, and that will keep the stairs from being able to kick out. So I'm just going to measure for a standard 2x4, so 3.5 by 1.5, and we're going to draw that in here as well. Okay, so we're going to take a quick look at what we already got done over here, and I'm going to show you how I fasten the stringers to the top of the deck, and then we'll keep going. Okay, so first off, you'll note I have the 2x4 running across the bottom, and that is embedded right into the deck joist with structural lags, and that's going to keep the stairs from being able to push out this way. That's exactly why we put those notches in the bottom of the stringers when we were cutting them out. So then coming back up this way, you can see here's our little 2x6 joist hanger that we notched in, and that's all screwed in. But the real thing that's holding these on is if we come around to the other side, you can see we got structural lag in this holding it up. So we have three more to put in there, 2 more in there. All right, before I get too much further here, I'm going to go over the parts of the stairs while we can still see the various parts with the stringers exposed. So starting off right here on the bottom, this right here is going to be your riser, and there's going to be a riser for each stair. So for every stair that you have, there will be a riser, except for the very top one, depending on how you make the connection to your higher finished floor. So talking about that right now, you could see that our stringers, and each one of these right here is called a stringer, and that's where what actually comprises the stair and the most difficult part of the stair to cut. You can see how for ours, our stringer is actually flush with our second or higher level that we're going up to, and that is one way to connect it. And you can see I use the joist hangers as well as I have structural lags coming through to the back. But another way to do this is you essentially make this joist, joist larger by adding blocking underneath it. So you would extend that joist down, and these stringers, essentially this would be the first stair. So instead of coming out, you'd go step down immediately. Now what that would do with this rise, right? So the rise is the part from the tread of the stair to the next tread of the stairs, and the run is the size of the step. So if we decided to attach that to blocking underneath there, the overall height of the stairs is going to be the same, except the overall run is going to be shorter. The stairs would have only come down to right here. Now, in my case, I needed to get the stairs onto this deck and on top of the 2 joists that are underneath here. So I needed to make sure that I had no less than a 72-inch run. So to accommodate that, I had to make sure that my steps or my treads were all a particular depth, in this case 12 inches. So going back to the terms, we have risers, we have treads, we have stringers, which is each of those. Then you're going to have your joists that you connect it to. You're going to have potentially blocking depending on how you're making your connection. And that, for a simple set of stairs, that's really all the components of the stairs. Now, if you remember when I was cutting my stringers, I also added this notch right here to put that 2x4, and that's to keep the stringers from being able to kick this way. I don't know what that's called, but I highly recommend you put it in. In this case, I have that 2x4 lag bolted into the joist of the deck. So there's absolutely no way that these stairs are going to be able to move that way at all. And of course, they're not going to be able to go that way because we have the weight of the entire deck behind it. Now, to give you a sense of how long this takes for you to be able to do this yourself, what you're seeing behind me is about 6 hours worth of solid work. Now, keep in mind, I'm not moving too fast. I'm working by myself. I'm trying to take my time and make sure I have everything right. I could have probably taken an hour, maybe even two, if I moved a little bit quicker through everything. And I probably have, working at the pace I've been working at, probably another 5 hours or so to finish this up. Cutting the stringers is the most difficult and time-consuming part. Doing the treads, not so much. Risers, again, not so much. So what I'm trying to get at here is this is an easily doable project in one weekend for one person. And as you can see here, these stairs are quite large. If you were just doing a small set of stairs coming off of a deck, like that old set of stairs right there, you could easily do that in 3-4 hours. This is a different type of stair here. You could see that it actually, I don't have stringers here. This is actually built up on a framed out platform, so there's joist running the whole length all the way back there, and same on that one. Those were quick to build the frame because I ended up picture framing out the steps themselves. That took a little bit more time, but again, I was able to do these two stairs in about a day, and this large set of stairs is going to take me just under 2 days to put together. Now, I know this is a simple stair video, but as you can see, these stairs aren't super simple. I have them going on an angle, and I have them meeting up with my existing deck. I'm not going to go into detail on it, but I am going to just, in case you're curious, I'm just going to show you quickly how I accomplished that. So on the right side here where I'm pairing up with the deck, I don't know what you would call this board. I'm going to call it like an outside stringer. And essentially what that is I had to pair together both a 2x10 and a 2x4 to get the full height that I needed. But I'm not notching that at all. All I'm doing is when I come out to the end, that might be a little tough to see with the light there, but I'm bringing over to the very end, and I'm putting a 2x4, and I have the same angle cut on that 2x4 is the angle of my platform. So everything here, the beauty of this is it looks very complicated, but everything here is a 25-degree cut, which makes it go really easy. As long as you know what that angle is, which you can find really quickly with a speed square, then everything else that you're cutting to make that angle is easy because it's all going to be 25 degrees. Now, over here, I'm going to trim this up. This is all going to get trim all the way down here. Same with anything that's just exposed construction 2x6s. It's all going to get these trim boards. Sorry, they're called appearance boards, is what they're marketed as. They're already pre-sanded. They're a lot cleaner looking, fewer knots, and that's going to give me the advantage of hiding all of my larger screws right there. On all these, I'll just screw them on with trim screws, and it will look a lot cleaner. Now, on this side over here, probably wondering why I left this huge hole, and that's simply because all the way around the pool here, over to that part of the deck. And the reason why that's kind of left sticking out funky like that, this is going to actually be a wall that comes all the way around here. And it's going to come straight back here, connect into the stairs right there, and then go straight back. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to put here yet, whether it's going to be a planter, a light fixture, something, but there'll be something right here in this corner that kind of anchors these stairs over to the pool and makes it look just a little bit nicer. But I'm gonna keep going. As I said, I want to get the rest of these rest of the treads on, and then I'm gonna go back and do the little sliver that I need for the back tread, and then the riser for each one of these, and then these stairs are done. Simple weekend project. Now, you could see the bigger project was actually this entire deck itself, which has not been a weekend. So I have this lower deck, that upper deck, the stairs, and then have all the way around the pool. So all in all, that's about little bit under 1,600 feet of decking. So I've had my work cut out for me this summer, doing a lot of decking. Thanks again for watching, everybody. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and checking out some of the other videos on my channel. Also, go ahead and click the like button and leave any comments, good or bad. Every little bit helps. Hope to see you again on the next video. Thank you.